as Jets fans, as football fans around here, you got to be resilient. You got to trudge forward. So you air out the emotional tank as I did on the show yesterday. And I'm like, all right, now the healing will start. And I'll slowly start to will myself back to that proper mental state to get ready for the Bills game. And as I'm walking through Newark, and just as an aside, I think the last 10 times I've flown, I could not be literally further than where I need to go for the ground transport. The next stop is the tarmac. I'm at the same stupid spot every single time. So I'm walking, my legs hurting. I've got this big bag coming from Vegas. The Raiders lose. Jets lose to the Raiders. And I pass a bar, and I actually forgot that this was on it. And I see the Bills score. And I see that the Bills lost. And just as I was getting in the right frame of mind, it reinforced how miserable I am because it's another opportunity flushed by the New York Jets for this division.
And why do you say it's flush, BT? It's right there for the taking. See, I felt the opposite. Your playoff hopes are dwindling, of course, we know that. And the landscape of the AFC playoff picture, not favorable to the Jets. However, the division is there for the taking, dude. The Pats are done. They're going the wrong way. They're one of the worst teams in the league. The Bills, their schedule's only going to get tougher here, and you already beat them once. Jets have it right there in front of them, and they haven't played Miami yet, who, by the way, with all Miami's prowess offensively and all that, the Jets still play them twice, and Miami's proven to be soft, losing to every good team that they've played. The division is there. You should have new hope. Unkillable.
God,
Come on.
I mean, how do I latch on to this today? In all seriousness,
how do I
latch
looking
on to
good.
this, Sal? The division?
The division. It's there for the taking.
All right.
Think about it. They're 4-5, and the next 2 weeks will obviously determine their season.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you or I think it's going to happen, don't think, it doesn't really matter. If they win the next 2 games, they are going to be in the conversation for the division. They'll be 6-5, sweeping Buffalo on the year, and already with a win in their pocket against Miami. Though it is realistic. Now, do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. But you as a Jet fan should be excited about what happened last night. It gave you new hope.
I'm not excited. I will be ready once Sunday comes and the Jets and the Bills play, but excited? I mean, and I was saying this for a while, so it's not that much of a leap of faith here. I just can't meet you there right now.
Well, why stop now? You've come this far.
Well, it's because of the coach. I don't think he's going to have them ready to win.
But you never thought he was going to be a good coach.
I thought he was a little better than this. Like, I honestly, the litany of mistakes that have really just pulled the plug out of the Jets season, every time they do something great, there's a flag. I put that on the head coach. I really do. So, listen, I understand that Miami, and I was saying this over a month ago when they were basically, every game was a track meet. Let's see what the Dolphins are when it's a little chilly outside. Let's see what Tua is like when he gets popped.
A tough defense, right?
By this Jets defense. Josh Allen, really good talent. But you know what? The Jets seem to have his number, and I don't think that the Bills, I remember saying this a while ago, and it's proven out, are quite, even remotely as good as many people made them out to be. They're not a power at this point. They're imploding. So those are things that I believe. But in trying to latch on to what Sal's telling me right now, and again, literally, you're not wrong, and I appreciate the lifeline. But for the Jets to do what you're telling me they've got a chance to do, I'm okay with the other variables, the Bills stuff and the Dolphins stuff. How in the world is this team going to piece together 5, 6, 7 more wins when they can't get out of their own way?
Yeah, well, they're probably not, but it shouldn't kill your hope. It shouldn't kill your hope. I mean, why be realistic? You were unkillable the day after Rodgers went down. Why be realistic and logical now about it when there is a chance? And we actually talked about this before the loss to the Raiders, where their best path to a playoff spot was going to be the division.
Yeah, we did.
And that has proven to be true here because you're not winning tiebreakers in the AFC. It's already a problem losing the last 2 weeks the way that you did to the Chargers and the Raiders. Plus, all the other teams are good. The AFC North is deep. Even you throw the Texans in there, the Colts, it seems insurmountable. However, you look at the teams in front of you in your own division, you already have a win over Buffalo. You've owned them in the last couple of years. Buffalo's going the wrong way. That's a winnable game, and Miami will be the games. We've talked about that weeks ago. Those will be the games that determine the Jets season. You still got 2 left of them. BT, it's there for the taking. Like, as bad as things are for the Jets, should have lost to the Giants, did lose the last 2 weeks, penalties left and right. The offense is at an all-time low. It's still a possibility that they can win the AFC East.
You know what's crazy, too? And again, you know this by now. I don't usually subscribe to this stuff, but just imagine, because you know the visual that I painted for the Patriots game, right?
Yeah.
Very clear. It's cold. It's dank. Maybe it's a little wet. Mr. Miserable is on the sideline scowling all game. There's 20,000 empty seats. There's an extra 5,000 or 6,000 Jet fans who penetrate the stadium and, make their presence felt because the Patriots are dead and the Jets have a pulse and a fighting chance to steal the division in the final week of the season. Dude, if this happens, I'm going to grant you the things that would need to happen to get to that point, they're not implausible.
Here we go.
If.
Yeah, baby. Come on, BT. I'm reeling you back in, baby.
If they get to this point and then they lose that Patriots game, I can't continue. It's over.
Yo, right, with a chance to clinch.
No, I mean, my life is over. Like, I'm just done. I tap out.
That would be... Oh, with a chance to clinch the division, all you got to do is beat the Patriots, and he said they beat.
Think about all the emotions, the Rodgers stuff.
Yeah, right.
Rodgers
back.
A little early. Oh, they beat the Eagles. There's the up. Oh, they lost to the Raiders. The down. Wow, they beat the Bills on the road. Oh, whoa, they took out the Dolphins. Prime time, Friday prime, whatever the hell they're calling that 3 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm.
Wish it was at 4, by the way. And then all these things that need to happen. Teams lose. The Jets handle business at home. The Texans, the Falcons. If they get to that last week, and I agree, it's not impossible that this happens. I don't think I'll ever watch football again. I just have no reason to. I'm done.
That's why these next 2 weeks are huge. Specifically, look, one at a time. At Buffalo, a team that's going the wrong way. You win that one. You're back at 500. You got Miami after that. Atlanta comes in. The Texans come in.
Got the Commanders down there. Christmas to return to Rodgers.
You got Miami. Yeah, no, they're not going to be easy games, but it is possible. Rodgers coming back. I didn't even bring that up. Rodgers said mid-December.
He did.
He's eyeing a return. And real quick before we get to the calls, if you look at the Bills' schedule,
yep.
That game to me was a definer last night for the Buffalo Bills. If you can't beat Denver in a game at home, Monday Night Football, you have to win. I know Denver's gotten better here, but that's a bad sign. After the Jets, they got in Philadelphia.
Tough.
In Kansas City.
Tough.
Home against the Cowboys.
Tough.
At the Chargers. And then
tricky.
Pats and Dolphins.
Wow. I didn't know it was that tough. I mean,
the Bills are done.
They might be cooked.
If the Jets beat the Bills
I'm
Sunday,
not worried about the Bills anymore. I feel better about the Bills.
All right, so if you beat the Bills Sunday, what you're going to have to, you put the fork in them.
Yeah, right in the heart.
Then it's just Miami. Black Friday, Miami.
You know where we're going? Going to Miami. Although they're coming here first. I mean, I guess I'm a little more excited than I was. But, oh, man.
The AFC East could be yours.
I'll take the cheese a little bit here. I'll take the cheese a little bit, Sal. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan, 1010 here, 877-337-6666. Jet fans, are you getting sucked back in based on the events around the Jets? Let's get these calls inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. First up, Jesse, West Milford on the Fan. What's going on, Jess?
Hey, Brandon. Well, yeah, I mean, it seems like you're getting hyped up yourself now. I was trying to help you out there. I mean, we got to look at the bright side. There's not much, but the bright side is the Bills actually do look dead. And the Dolphins, every time they play a great defense, they just come up short. So I can totally see us holding the Dolphins to around 17, 20 points. Mm-hmm. And it all comes down. Listen, it all comes down to these penalties that just kill our drives every time. C.J. Uzomah had 2 separate ones last game alone. That guy's got to go. And we got to give the kid a chance. He really did not play poorly last game. He showed us a couple more things. I know Sal likes to hate on him. But, I mean,
no, Jess, hold on. Just on Zach. Sal was giving a lot of credit yesterday. Zach played well. He wasn't hating on him.
He played great, and it was heartbreaking.
I wouldn't say he played great. And by the way, when someone's hating on somebody else, it's when someone's thriving and you're hating on them having success.
Fair enough.
Zach has not had success. Although,
No,
as I
you're
said,
right. I meant it as the fact
No, I
that
know.
you make these little slide comments to him, and I get it. It's all playing the game, but there was really nothing.
Well, he was.
against him last game. And the people that hate Zach for last game, they're crazy.
Agreed with that. See, that's where we're going to agree.
Yep.
Where you cannot. I mean, I did. I think you could knock Zach's performance the majority of the year, maybe outside of Kansas City, where you could knock the majority of his performances. Sunday night was not his fault. Like, he was the least of the issues on Sunday. Was he great? No, but he was good enough. He should have been good enough to win. He shouldn't have to be held accountable for just the one mistake that cost him the game, because that wasn't it. The penalties, the inability of the offense overall, the drops, all that. I thought Zach looked pretty good, tucking it and run with it, making good decisions. That, to me, was his best game of the year, or at least one of his best games of the year.
I agree. Can I tell you as a quick aside, how many people, I don't want to give you credit here because the next thing I'll know you have a T-shirt or a hoodie, probably more specifically. How many people came up to me in Vegas and said, and they always most preface it with, I love Sal, but tell him, and then they launch into what they want me to tell you. This one Jets drive thing is really catching on, and it's bothering people. You just pulled it out of nowhere, and it's sticking.
Well, I wouldn't say I pulled it out of nowhere, BT. I am a creative mind.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you credit nobody else was saying that.
Well,
but it's bothering Jet fans.
And do you know why?
Why?
Because it's the truth.
Because it's true.
The truth hurts.
Yes.
One Jets drive, their whole season so far has been about the one drive against Kansas City. The back shoulder throws. Look at this. Look at that.
Best 75-yard drive in the NFL by any quarterback this year. I said that the next day, and I mean it. And it might have anybody look better.
It might have been the only drive that they've actually had, because even the touchdowns that they have been one explosive play, dump it off to Breece Hall, and there he goes. Yeah. So, it's been about one Jets drive. Hopefully it can be about more than that, and they can get back in this thing here, BT, and win the division. The AFC there for the taking.
It is. I mean, literally it is. And I was thinking about that. I didn't really know how we were going to start the show today. It's funny, though, because I was thinking about that this morning on the ride in. I'm like, it's not over. But I'm so disenchanted with the coach that it's just hard to imagine them playing crisp, high-level, integrity-filled football for a while.
But it's only Tuesday. You're fresh off the flight last night, the trip, the disappointment, the frustration of the travel, all that stuff. By Thursday, and definitely by Friday, I already know you. I already know you're going to come in here with your Klecko hoodie, your Jets Nikes, and you're going to be pumped up to go to Buffalo, get a win, and get that thing back on track for the AFC East.
I like it. I wear Jet footy pajamas if it means I'm going to do a little something here. Brad's in Oceanport. Brad is on the fan. What's going on, Brad?
Hey, what's up there, boys?
Hey.
You know how you started the show?
Yeah.
Sal, did you say the division's there for the taking?
It is.
That's insane.
Well, tell me how it's insane. How is it not there for the taking?
No, I just think it's funny because I think I spilled my coffee when you said that, because obviously the teams stink around them. Jets have a nice few drives, a couple nice throws. Yes, but a game as a whole, the Jets aren't there to win this division as a whole. I love them, and I just think that Zach looks great in some moments, but like we said, he's the worst quarterback right now in the league, and I don't know if they have a chance to do it. If the other teams fall back, we might get lucky.
Well, they are.
As a whole.
So
that's the point.
Do you think the Jets are better than New England?
I'm going to have to say yes on that.
Okay. Even though New England beat him and owned him, I have to say yes, too. New England is one of the worst teams in the league at this particular point. Do you think the Jets, who already beat Buffalo, are as good, if not better, than the Buffalo Bills?
Overall, I got to say Buffalo's better to a degree. I think just because of who they are, and that they do have Josh Allen, more experience in crunch situations. So I'm going to give them a little edge.
Right.
But Jets defense, I love the Jets defense, man.
Well, here's the final question to that. And even if you give the Bills the edge, that's fine. But the Jets beat them head-to-head, BT. And obviously, if the Jets lose this weekend, all what we're talking about here goes out the window. They have to win this game. So if you do win this game, that means you sweep the Buffalo Bills head-to-head, and they are clearly going in the wrong direction. They were prior to last night. Last night, I think, sent them over the edge.
Yep.
And then let me just ask you flat out, who do you think's got the best division, the best defense in the division?
Oh, it's the Jets.
Like, it's not even close.
It's the Jets.
Who's got
the worst coach? Who's got the worst coach in the division?
Probably the Jets.
Jets.
Probably the Jets. I mean, you have to say that at this particular point. Although, the other guys are limited too. I never loved McDermott. McDaniel's an offensive guy.
Yeah, but McDermott's. I hear you on McDermott's had a lot of success.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. But if I ask you the best units in the entire division, it would be two come to mind right away, right?
Yes.
Which are?
With the Dolphins' offense and the Jets' defense.
Bingo.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to see that go head-to-head Black Friday.
Yep.
Which one will prevail? I tend to think the defense has the advantage there. Now, the Jets have to, at some point, score touchdowns consistently. It can't be one Jets drive. They have to move the football more. If that happens, and it's a huge if, I get it, they will win this division. Even what we've seen here through 9 weeks or 9 games through 10 weeks, they can win the division. It is all right there. Rodgers out 4 plays in, head coach inept, Hackett inept, the quarterback inept most times, the offense as a whole atrocious. It's all right there. Win the next 2 weeks, and this team can be division champions.
That's amazing. 877-337-6666, BT and Sal on the Fan. And just to bolster your hopes a little bit more, I did stumble upon something this morning. Last 2 times Jets have made the playoffs, they were 4-5 both years.
Here you go.
What are they now?
It feels like it's worse. 4-5's not. It's bad because they should have beaten one of the 2 Chargers or Raiders. Like, it feels bad that way, but they stole one from the Eagles.
Well, think about this. I was watching Russell Wilson a little bit at the podium last night after the game, and they're now 4-5. Same record as the Jets, but think about the way and the Jets have the tiebreaker, but think about the way the energy, 4-5 is still salvageable, but it's how they got to 4-5.
Right.
The Broncos are suddenly projecting
They're
a
ascending.
little juice, a little energy. They're getting things right, but they have the same exact record. I got you. Frank's in Lindenhurst on the Fan with BT and Sal. What's happening, Frankie?
Brandon, what's up, buddy? Listen, I got to talk you off the edge here, man. You and I know in the NFL, you're a pig 1 week, you're a prince the next. Forget about what's happened in the past. The Jets have it right in front of them. They can run the ball on Buffalo, and Buffalo's turnover prone. I could see their defense again holding the Buffalo to 16, 17 points.
All right, I understand that. But hold on,
but
but I got you. But then would the Jets score the 18 points necessary to actually reward the defense for the effort?
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to run on Buffalo, Brandon. I think you're going to be all
They
right.
don't run on anybody.
Buffalo, you can run on.
Yeah.
I've seen bad running backs put up big numbers against them this year. They're going to be able to run against them. And then I think the case with the Dolphins are, they're 6-3. I'm not sold on them. They can't beat anybody better than them. Or look at their wins.
Yeah, well, the Dolphins.
I think you're going to be all right, Brandon.
Oh, well,
I think
listen.
after next Friday, you're going to.
this.
And I'm not a Jet fan.
I got you.
I'm trying to talk you off the ledge, buddy.
I appreciate the support. I mean, this is comforting. I've got one hell of a support group in New York City in the tri-state area. I guess they appreciate that resolve.
Here's the thing. You've come this far.
Yeah.
10 weeks in.
I know.
Against better judgment and logic, you believed in this team for ungodly reasons. You believed in the quarterback. You ignored the reality that the head coach wasn't the guy. You believed in this football team. You thought they'd be able to beat the teams that they were supposed to beat. They didn't. But you know what? Right now, especially off of last night with that Bills loss, it's still there. Just ride it out. If the Bills beat the Jets Sunday, then it's over. It's officially over. The division is over. The season is over. There's really no more reason to talk about anything other than the return of Aaron Rodgers, whether it be the end of this year or next year. And obviously, you would assume he'd come back next year if the season is over. But until that happens, BT, you still have hope. Keep hope alive.
I am. It's flickering. It's flickering in the rain, a little November rain for you here. But I got to tell you, at least now at 10:21 on a Tuesday morning, I did not feel this. I don't know if I'll use the word conviction, hope that I felt last night walking out of Newark when I passed that bar and I saw the final score. Up until that moment, that was the first little flick. I'm like, wow, they lost? Because I was on a 5-hour flight. They lost. They're close to being done. That opened the door just a little for a second. But then I said, Then I come in today and you pull me back.
Yeah, I like it. Come on.
And I listen. You could keep pulling.
You're
just
in.
pull.
You're in.
I'm back.
I know by Thursday
back,
you'll be fired
Sal.
up, and by Friday it's going to be full on. Jets are going to win the AFC East. I feel it already. BT.
And then Monday will be rage.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Woo! 877-337-6666.